He's drinking a 16-ouncer. There you go, Clay. There you go. Hey, I noticed that's a new beer you're drinking. You want to tell us about it?
I sure can, as soon as I can take a breath. Been drinking them all weekend. I went and saw these guys on Friday down at the Platypus Brewing Company off Washington Avenue.
It's a good spot.
Sponsors, possibly you, honestly.
Possibly.
First people to give me a free beer. I'll say that. That basically makes you a sponsor. Well, yeah, I went down there on Friday, and I did my chug there, and I bought some of their beers, and they said, well, try some of these too. And I said, okay, well, I'll be sure to use them. And I sure know how to use them. I know how to use them on a team that drives me insane.
Yeah. They just loaded up the bases and tied the ball game up against the Toronto Blue Jays, and George Springer struck out, so that's nice.
It was a game that was in our control for the most part the entire game. I mean, 3-1 is not necessarily, out of reach, but you have
we should have had it.
You had Luis Garcia on the mound for
the first extras
2 innings. Yes, we're going into extras, which who's going to pitch? I have no idea. Last time we went into extras, McCullers pitched, and that ended poorly. This all goes back to where I was headed. Luis Garcia, second inning, he throws a pitch and immediately points to the dugout, points to the elbow, and walks out. We're not trying a pitch. We know something's wrong. So, and then you have Hader. That was the 9th inning, up 2. That's a Hader spot. That's exactly where he would be. Love Abreu, but he's best suited for the 8th, and that's pretty evident. I saw, and I mentioned it today in the Chug. Here you go, ASMR.
Ooh.
Splashed it all over my computer. That I went and looked it up. The Silver Boot. We have one more series into next week, and it's a 3-game series at home, and we have to sweep in order to keep the boot.
Jeez.
So that's what we've done to ourselves. That's basically the story of the season. Is it feels like there hasn't been a hot streak that's carried us through, except for right there before the All-Star break, and we haven't.
Yeah, if we did not have June and we didn't perform that well, we would be having a totally different conversation right now in terms of where does this organization go now.
They need to go down to MD Anderson and find some new people to keep our dudes healthy, because this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. But, you're looking at a team that in June, best in the Major League Baseball, World Series aspirations, and now we're just hoping to make the playoffs, hoping to win the division. And I still have faith in the team. They're seasoned vets that are going into the postseason, even during the 2020 year, the COVID year.
Yeah, we were not good.
Not good, sub 500. We still made it to the ALCS and pushed the Rays to 7 games. So I think when the playoffs start, it's kind of a attitude change.
Shake it out and get back.
Shake it out, but you have got to get through this month and play some winning baseball, because
it's coming down.
Not good in 2 months.
It's coming down to this stretch, and it's going to tell the whole tale.
Yeah,
that's as simple as it gets.
And you don't even. I mean, thank God you got Correa, because Alex Bregman was kind of the tone setter going into the last 2 postseasons, who kind of rallied the guys and made sure that, hey, it's go time now. So now that you have Carlos Correa back, he feels like he's on a contender. Maybe he, lights a fire underneath him in October, but you got to get there first.
Man, Alvarez has been so hot. Alvarez is like pretty much on base half the time he comes up
Yeah,
to bat.
Alvarez is playing good. I would like to see. I mean, it's our pitching. It's our pitching. It's our hitting too. I don't
Al-
know what the deal is, but when we do have a solid pitching outing, we cannot score a run.
Altuve, arguably going to be the best player in Astros history. Whenever he gets on the bases, something is wrong with that guy as far as running the bases. He
Yeah.
just got thrown out at third as the the ghost runner, whatever they want to call that they do in extra innings, which I hate.
Yeah, I hate
I
it too.
understand why they do it, but yeah, he just got thrown out at third on a simple ground out to first. I understand he was probably going no matter what, but he got hosed. Not good. Vibes are not great.
No.
Speaking of not great vibes, Texans this weekend. I can't say much else, but that we're one break away in that game from singing a different tune too.
For
The
sure.
last drive was pretty. The last
It was
drive
the best. It was their best drive of the game.
It was the most effective on the ground.
That guy had the most perfect forced fumble I have ever seen in my entire life. I mean, I didn't even notice. I thought Dare lost it on his knee when he was running. It just looked like the ball, his knee hit the ball and it flew. But
it was
looking
a
at the
perfect
replay,
punch.
that guy just went boom.
It was a perfect punch. It was. I mean, that's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And it was an answer because Aziz did it the drive before to give us the chance. So
Yeah.
the defense played pretty amazing. Stafford is an OG who knows how to get rid of the ball, and he made that pretty clear that he could kind of mitigate any kind of pressure issues that
Yeah.
their line was having, and not to fault CJ because CJ was good under the heat too. He probably took one sack. I think they accounted on him, where he but for that one sack that he took, he probably avoided 2 or 3 and made a positive play out of it.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
love
CJ played all right. My biggest frustration though is it's the season opener. You're not even sniffing the end zone until the last drive. I mean, I get that it's the Rams' former OC or former
right that they would have some kind of clue as to what the game
but
plan was.
but in the same token, it's you used to work for the Rams. You know what they're going to bring you on defense, and just for you to not be, it just looked like they weren't prepared for the first game of the season, and that is so frustrating.
I can't help but notice the glaring issue being the running game. There was, like I said, on that last drive of the game, those were our most effective runs, and it's probably because Rams are protecting pass in that situation. But I think that was the first time that we had a run of more than 7 or 8 yards, and we did it a couple times in a row. But if Chubb is for short yardage, you need someone for the other yardages. And
Yeah,
Mixon changed this team to where we could be effective on the ground last year, and we're missing it. We're missing it pretty badly.
we're missing that. We lost our center. Our starting center got hurt. Cade Stover got hurt. He's going to be out for a few weeks.
I said what I saw was indefinitely that it was a broken
Indefinitely.
foot.
Yeah.
That
So
could
you
be
never. It could
that
be
could be the
months.
season. I have no idea.
And so now you're looking at Dalton Schultz as your
The
only
tight end.
The only tight end, which isn't great. I like Dalton. I like Schultz, but
it sounds to me like we need a fullback or a standard blocking tight end.
Yeah.
Because That's not what Schultz does. Schultz is not meant to
No.
line up on the end of the line and take a defensive end out of a run gap.
Yeah.
That he would be better off as like a quote unquote slot.
Mm-hmm.
And we missed that too. We didn't have Kirk either.
Yeah.
You wanted a rookie, a third round rookie in his first game ever to be your slot guy in Jalen Knoll, and I don't even think that he played 60% of the snaps. So
No. He wasn't out
that,
there a lot. He was the main return guy.
and I liked what I saw there. I didn't have a problem with
Yeah.
special teams. There was a special teams play that was bad where it was on a kickoff, and I think it's because the kickoff rules are so dang confusing. I can't tell you where the ball comes out to. Okay, if you kick it through the end zone, it comes out to like the 30 or something
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And
The NFL has just ruined that, I think. They tried to get it to where there's more kickoff returns, but
they want more returns, but they also want more safety.
Less injuries.
I'm sorry, but this is
It's
another
football.
reason. It's another reason why the college game is so much more entertaining.
It's football. I don't rejoice in concussions, but at the same time,
no one does.
No one does. But I think
Maybe Cushing.
I think when you sign up to play football professionally, you should sign a waiver, and it goes, I understand the injury risks and the long-term health risks that come with playing the sport and making millions and millions of dollars.
They do. It's called a contract. And, and you also have the best of medical professionals to help you at that point whenever you're on the team. Doesn't always go great for everybody. Excuse me. The first play of the NFL season this year, that Eagles-Cowboys game, somebody got injured and is likely out for the season on the opening kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
That blows. But
it's what you sign up for. You don't sign up to injure yourself, but you sign up for the risk. Could happen on any given play to any of the players. And so I just hate that the game has gotten so soft.
You know what it does that I am not a fan of is it takes away one of those flashbulb moments. Whenever you go back and you look at the Super Bowls of years past, whenever the kicker's running up to kick the ball and all the flash bulbs are going off and everyone's running, the picture's not as great when everyone on the team is up there and the kicker's back here by himself.
Yeah.
It's that. It's the ghost runners on second. I don't know what's happening to the sports. It doesn't need to be this way.
No.
It doesn't need to be this way.
No, just go back to what made y'all the best leagues in the world. Why fix what's not broken? I just never understood that.
It's now the bottom of the 10th, and Vladimir Guerrero just beat out an infield single to make it first and third, no outs. And Kimbrel is who we have pitching in the 10th inning. That's where we're at. That's where the Astros bullpen is at.
Yeah, this guy that came from off the streets.
I mean, look, he had a great career, but I certainly thought it was over.
Yeah.
I think he went back to the Braves, and that was like a homecoming, and they were like, "Yep, thank you. We'll see you later."
Yeah.
As soon as this game is over, I'm gonna turn it off, and I'll tell you, since it's Tuesday night, I already know how this ends.
It's not a good look for us.
We're about to be 0-5. I can't believe that is the case, but and the stat you could put out is every Tuesday night, the Astros can't get it done for the last 5 weeks. Can anyone figure out what it is that's causing that?
It's this right here. This podcast.
I have no idea. There could be no way of knowing.
Oh, brother.
Oh, hey, you know who's not 0-5? The Game Day Chug podcast. college football bets of the week.
No, it's not. You had a good week that last week.
Let me tell you a little bit about that Cougars versus Owls game. It was on no TV channels. I had to find it on a bootleg stream after they took down my boy Stream East.
Not
No
our
joke.
fault. Not our fault either.
It honestly could be. We talked about it, and then 2 guys in Egypt got arrested, and everything's changed. Now, I don't have any connections to Egypt, but so I was watching this game on a bootleg stream, basically, not a sponsor, and they had possibly the most ugly first half of football that I've ever seen collegiately. I think it was 7-3, and it was 3-0 for far too long, and then Houston broke a run for like 40 or 50 yards that it was just a nice gap, and he found it, and he made the touchdown run. It was a former Rice Owl who transferred to Houston who made that run and many others that got the game to where it was.
Well, that's sweet. That's sweet.
For the final score to be 35-9 and look like no sweat at all, there was a lot of sweat. It was not an easy bet to watch and root for. The whole first half was hell, and then even after that, it went. It doesn't look like 35-9 if you go watch the highlights, which I don't recommend doing because it was putrid football.
I was gonna say, isn't he's in his second season, but the head coach for U of H, isn't he from Toledo? He was the Toledo coach for a long time.
I think he was the
Toledo Torpedoes. Oh, Tulane. Okay.
Yeah, Willie Fritz.
Okay.
He was the coach of Tulane whenever Tulane beat Caleb Williams in in a bowl game. I guess it was Caleb's last game.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Tulane money line because whenever I find a team I like to ride, I ride them. And Tulane was that team, and they punched USC in the mouth. I guess that was 2 years ago now.
But 2 years with the Cougars, I think maybe the Big 12 is too big for them. They underperformed last year a little bit. This season, yet to be seen. Son of a biscuit.
Game day Chug, Astros 0-5.
0-5. Gosh darn it.
You know what? I respect you trying. Because
Samuel Adams.
That's and you know what? Yesterday, the Astros had an off day, and the Rangers and Mariners went ahead and just went out and won. Yeah. They just won, so it wasn't even a productive off day, and then we lose. So now we are
a game and a half ahead.
If the Mariners don't win tonight, I don't even know if they're playing. I don't keep up with them other than the number.
I have to say, Friday for me was probably – Sunday was probably the worst sports day I have experienced in recent memory. It was absolutely horrible.
The problem is your Sunday started on Thursday.
Yeah, no, it was. I already woke up dreading watching football, even though it was opening day for the Texans. But then, writing was on the wall for me, fantasy wise.
Start at the beginning. You had on Thursday, you had AJ Brown.
And yeah. And AJ Brown is kind of always a risk, but you think that they would throw to him more than one freaking time. And it's not in the fourth quarter, just here you go, 8 yards.
Yeah. It was so that he wouldn't be extremely upset later.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
we know you're there. We know you're there.
So after the first day, I had 1.8 points from my wide receiver one.
You were trying so hard, and I appreciate your effort in not getting the FCC on our tail.
We're keeping a clean podcast, folks. I've had plenty of time to think about this and how I'm going to phrase it. But then we had the Kansas City Chiefs game on Friday, and I have Patrick Mahomes, who played pretty well. He, hopefully that continues. But Xavier Worthy in the first quarter gets blindsided by Travis Kelce and dislocates his shoulder, and he's out for at least a week, maybe 2. I don't know.
If I had the editing chops that some of these big time social media people have, because I knew it was going to be a post. There's a clip from whenever Miss Swift went on to Mr. Swift's podcast with his brother, and she's talking about how she became a football head and how whenever they drafted Xavier Worthy, that she's running through the house screaming, "We drafted Xavier Worthy!" And of course, the video that comes up, that comes to mind is, that Travis didn't like that.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that this guy's not encroaching on my territory.
Yeah.
I could take him out.
And he sure did. He ran into a Mack truck.
He's too small to run into Travis
No.
Kelce.
Both going full speed, just boom. One of them fell over. So, yeah, that was Friday night. Not a good look. 2 of my 3 wide receivers that I had starting, a total of 1.8 points going into Sunday. So the writing was on the wall. I wasn't expecting much. I knew I had lost. There's a glimmer of hope when you have Jahmyr Gibbs that maybe, just maybe, he could
40 burger
pop off for 40. He got 15, and it was a bad 15.
There was some garbage time 15 in there. That was that was a game there. That they looked
that was a good game. They did not look great. They're gonna miss Ben Johnson a lot.
And Ben Johnson apparently is gonna miss Jared Goff a lot because
the
Bears, they had an opening drive that made everyone feel so happy, and then
nothing after that.
They went back to Bearsing.
Yeah, they had the pick 6, and that was their last touchdown. They gave them the lead, extended their lead, and then JJ McCarthy.
You're a fan.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I liked what I saw yesterday. Y'all were teasing him a little bit for how fired up he got. But
the whole internet was blasting him for the first half because he looked bad. But yeah, that
he
face
did look bad. Yeah.
That's like
give it to me. I want that quarterback. I want my quarterback to have that moxie.
It's moxie. It's feisty.
Yeah. I like it. Rookie CJ, he had it a little bit when he would, he would lean back and he would, after a deep drive and everything.
That's still there. That is still there. And I don't want you to think it's not.
The man doesn't curse anymore, Clay. You've got it.
I said it to you today. Neither did Phillip Rivers. Okay, and
Phillip Rivers never won a Super Bowl, though.
That's by nature of being a Charger. Okay, there's some things that Chargers.
I think in order to be a good leader, you have to curse. All the great to be a leader of men, you have to curse. You have to swear. I get that you're promoting Jesus. You can still promote Jesus. Jesus forgives all sins. You can swear, you can curse. If you ask for forgiveness later,
I think
he will forgive you. It's in the Bible. All sins are treated equally in the eyes of the Lord.
You know what?
Am I wrong?
But I think that you're supposed to repent and refrain from them. I think that the intent is not to be like, well, they're forgiven. I can throw out some bad words.
Well, I mean, yes, you're correct. But also, it's a long life, though. There's time for that. Get through your playing career, win some effing Super Bowls, swear, curse, get your boys fired up, get in your O-line's face so they can protect your ass. And you don't think that telling somebody to pick up the
cotton picking linebacker is going to do the job? It will. It does.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. Tom Brady cursed. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. Peyton Manning curses.
Damn it, Donald. Lord forgive me. That was for a joke. I cursed for a joke, and I'm sorry. I repent.
But yeah, Michael Jordan cursed. Who else cursed?
There's not a man who doesn't. Okay,
CJ doesn't.
he does.
And no, he doesn't. He has come out and said that he is done cursing because he's going to use his platform to
be a good example.
Be a good example, which is all fine and dandy.
You just don't think that you can not curse and win a Super Bowl.
I don't.
Okay, well, let me throw this one by you, okay? Shout out, pardon my take, guys. There's never been a quarterback with long hair to win the Super Bowl.
True.
Okay. Okay, so does long hair prohibit you from winning the Super Bowl? Whenever Brady had the locks out the back, they lost.
Yeah, you're right.
So cursing, long hair, visors, can't win with a visor. Never been a quarterback with a visor.
So basically, if you model yourself like Jesus, you can't win a Super Bowl. Long hair, not cursing. He strikes me as a visor guy. If visors were a thing back then,
you think that Jesus would wear the visor?
I could see it. I can't see him wearing a hat.
All this is telling me is that the NFL is the Illuminati League, and that as long as you love the devil, then you can win. This is what Bobby Boucher's mom was warning you about.
Yes, exactly. I think we're spot on here.
I don't think that we're off by much.
No. And for the record, I am a believer. I wear this every day.
Card carrying.
I love Jesus, but on the football field.
Well, you know what?
On Sundays, after you go to church before the game, have your little Bible study, and then you close the Bible.
You put on your war paint.
And you effing get in there.
Okay, we're on the subject. Let's go ahead and knock this out.
This one's I'm gonna have a top. I'm gonna be top 2 when I get up there. This episode.
Oh, St. Peter is gonna say, all right, well, if you look at Game Day Chug episode 5 here, you'll see that.
Yeah,
you'll have to answer for this one.
Jesus is gonna talk to me long. He's gonna have some things to say.
Well, you already know the answer.
Sorry, I repent for my sins. That's when the time is.
You should have done that sooner.
No.
Okay, we're talking Super Bowl eligibility. So let's do the flight fight now, so that we don't run it up against the timer here.
Yeah, let's do it.
The flight fight of the week, since we have 1 week of data to go off of, is teams you think can win the Super Bowl in 2025, and you have the first pick. So, without further ado, go ahead and say the name of the team that I think you're going to say.
Buffalo Bills.
That's the one. Yep.
I loved what I saw on the highlights the next morning, because you know what? My wife said, we've been watching football all day. Can we watch something else? And I said, sure, honey. The Ravens are up by 15 in the fourth quarter. I think it's okay. I think it's okay to turn the channel. Well, I was wrong. And
you were.
She was wrong. And now we had a nice talking. We had a nice conversation yesterday. She said, did you see what happened in the Sunday Night Football game? And I said, no, I did not. I saw the highlights. And And she said, I'm sorry. And I said, this is why you always watch every minute of every game. It's the first weekend, and you told me to change the channel.
Did you get back into America's Got Talent? Is that where this went? Or was it just Lights Out?
No, we changed it to Family Guy, I think.
I haven't watched that since I had to be hand on the recall button in case my mom walked in.
Yeah. No, Family Guy is a great show. We watch it often. We're watching it early tonight. It's a staple here. Kinsley loves it. I pop Family Guy on. She's just. I just looked at Madeline and I was like, are we bad parents? And she's just like, yeah.
She said, us. That's
yeah.
That's you.
That's me.
Well, I get two picks here. I get two picks.
What you got?
I'm going to go ahead and take Green Bay Packers. I think that they have a whole bunch of guys that are just good football players.
Yeah.
You don't know their names really.
The Texans of the NFC, basically.
They're that, but with a better offense because they have an all-pro running back. They have a quarterback who just lives to throw a deep ball.
Yeah. They got a line to protect both of them.
They have a line on both sides of the ball. Whenever we played up there last year, that was the game that I felt like we could have won. The Texans could have beat Green Bay last year, but you could see it that it was tough sledding the whole way. I think CJ had under 100 yards passing or something in that game. They're just really good, and now they have Parsons too. It's a really good team, and they'll be a tough out for anybody.
They play good for the moment. They play up to their competition, where I feel Texans a lot of times, like every Houston team, plays down to their competition.
I'm not done. Like I don't love the slander on the Texans right now. Not saying that it's from you, but just the same old Texans thing is starting to piss me off.
Well,
because it's there's clear deficiencies in the offensive line, in the running back room. I understand that. You have some good pieces on the offense, and you have a defense that's of a very high caliber.
Yeah, they did play well against the Rams offense. So their defense can carry them, but we have to get the lead.
If you can just get your line to protect a little bit better and give CJ the chance, then you can make a lot happen. He can do it. He can do the hero plays that you need.
The sidebar here, and I think somebody mentioned it this morning yesterday when I was watching ESPN. John Harbaugh elected to.
It was a punt.
Elected to punt rather than go for it because back in the day when you had the lead, you had Ray Lewis, you had.
Whenever you would say, I'm going to leave it up to my defense to handle this for me.
Yeah, the Texans need to have that mindset where if offense just get us a lead, if you can get us the lead,
we can protect it.
We can protect the lead. If they have that mindset, I think we're golden. But they got to get there first. Anyway, what's your second?
My number 2 team. And for some of the things that you just said is why I can't pick Baltimore here, because whether it's coaching or something, whenever it comes to the playoffs, there's always the chance that they implode. Yeah. Not against us. The Baltimore Ravens own Houston with every fiber of their being, but against other teams, namely the team I'm picking, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're just, it's like picking the Astros. It is. It's like
they're inevitable. They'll
be in the playoffs.
They'll be there at the end. They'll be there. They'll always have a chance.
You'll probably have to you'll have to beat them to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the year, I guess that was 2 years ago, whenever they won last, they had to go on the road for all their playoff games. And everyone's thinking, finally, we've got a chance to beat them because they got to come to us.
Didn't happen.
Nope. It's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So,
and this is probably Travis Kelce's last year. Everyone's saying it. So, do you think that will give them the motivation to send him out on top? And then I can't wait for that day, because when Travis Kelce goes, who the hell are they going to throw the ball to?
It doesn't matter. It's the same story as Brady. Whenever Brady was rolling, you couldn't name anyone but the white receiver that they have playing the slot and Gronk. Okay,
Yeah.
those are the guys who we're throwing the ball to. It does not matter. But then the thing that Patty does that Tom didn't do is Patty can also run for 50 a game when he needs to. There's games where he won't, but in the playoffs, he's probably got 1,000 rushing yards in the playoffs in his career.
Inevitable. He should have been a Texan. We'll save that for another day. But
yeah, save that one for another one. That was that's correct.
Should have been a Texan. Okay. So
you get 2 here.
I'm gonna go Eagles for my next pick.
Very good team.
Very good team. I think if there's anybody who's going to win back-to-back Super Bowls for the first time since the Patriots did it in the early 2000s, I think the Eagles have the best shot. They just look like a complete football team. Their defense didn't do much for me in another league, but that's a different story. Jalen Carter spit on Dak and got thrown out, so that was that.
He was the second spitter.
He was the second spitter. There was a first spitter.
Dak kind of like threaded the needle with his spit.
Yeah.
It was like it's a Shakespeare line where he's like, "Did you just bite your thumb at me, sir?" No, I did but merely bite my thumb. Like, did you spit at me? No, I just spit, and it just happened to be kind of at you.
Yeah, with a smile and a wink after.
Yeah. The Cowboys will not be on these lists, if you're wondering.
No, never on my list. For my third pick, I'm gonna go with, and I really was impressed. I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Chargers.
I hate to break it to you, that's it's a waste of a pick.
It could be a waste of a pick. And I know that Justin Herbert we picked him off 4 times.
They're going to Charger.
Yeah, they're going to Charger. But Harbaugh is going to Harbaugh, and it's his second season. And in his second season in San Francisco with Kaepernick as the quarterback, and I'm making this up, he led the team to the Super Bowl. Right?
Is that really his second year?
I want to say it was his second year.
I'd have to look it up, which I will do.
Yeah, I made that up completely. But they beat the Chiefs. So they've got a leg up on the division already. Herbert looked fantastic. They got Keenan Allen back, who took a hiatus in Chicago for a year. I was impressed with just the way their offense looked against a pretty good Chiefs defense.
Yeah, the Chiefs they have to lean that way now. Mainly because of I would say a lack of weapons. Let's see. Postseason. So Kaepernick's second full season, they made it to the conference championship and lost to Seattle.
Okay.
But Kaepernick had 153 passing, 130 rushing. So it's not, but I understand what you're saying. I didn't look up Harbaugh. I looked up Kaepernick.
So it's probably Harbaugh's third season they made it to this. They reached the Super Bowl.
I'd have to. We're gonna do some research. We might get back to you on that one.
We'll come back. It
But
was earlier.
The Chargers are the Chargers. There's a well-documented history. There was a year that the Chargers led the league in passing, led the league in rushing, and led the league in scoring defense, and missed the playoffs. That's an impossible feat that can only be accomplished by the Chargers. Okay. So they'll never be in my pick. They'll never be in my zone here.
Can I change my pick? No, I get another one.
I get one more. You get one more.
I was trying to go with a sneaky pick there, but I guess it didn't land. So, all right, who's your next pick? You got two.
Okay, I'm gonna take the Miami. No.
Oh,
they were so bad.
They were bad. Mike McDaniel is going to be fired, and then he should be our offensive coordinator next year.
You know who the Miami Dolphins passing game coordinator is? One Bobby Slowick.
Ooh.
Coincidence? I think not. I think not.
No.
Okay. Now the value is right. I will take the Ravens. I think that the Ravens, they have their issues. They have their playoff issues in particular. I just think that Lamar is that good. Lamar should have won the MVP last year just based on numbers alone. I understand. And it happens in every league where there's
MVP could have gone both ways. It could have been both ways.
There's MVP fatigue. That happens. I understand. Yeah. But he deserves to be three-time already.
I think it was just the way Josh Allen did it that made him the MVP. Like Lamar Jackson had a great game Sunday. He had equally a great game as Josh Allen. But Josh Allen had
the heroics,
the comeback, and that's what elevated him.
I can agree.
Josh Allen and the Bills offense has never lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs.
Wait, they have?
No.
Josh Allen? Say it again.
Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills offense has never lost to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
When he got off the field, they were winning.
Josh has been beaten by Andy Reid, is what you're saying.
Okay, fine. It was the defense. His defense couldn't hold Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and then that's why hasn't been able to get to the Super Bowl.
In this context of Super Bowl winners, I would contend that the way that the Bills defended against Derrick Henry is not a good strategy for winning a conference championship game, because he ran for 160 something yards. Yes, they got a fumble out of him. Okay, but you can't go into the game saying, "All right, Henry's going to get what he gets, and we'll limit everything else," because he can't.
If we had the capabilities, we would go back to the first podcast that we filmed, and when you asked me about who I was thinking in the first round, I said Derrick Henry. I've never had him. I wanted him.
Did I slowly influence you over time to not take him?
For sure. I'm easily influenced. I'm easily persuaded.
Just chipped at you with a little hammer.
Yeah. Yeah. I got him in the Wheelhouse League. I got a Lamar, Derrick Henry combo there. And I won. And so that was the only league I won in this week. I'm in 3 leagues.
I took an L to Corey. It was not a terrible loss, I don't think. If I had to trace back why it happened, I could, but I don't feel like it right now. It just didn't work. Okay. Sometimes it just doesn't work. You understand.
Yeah.
My last pick, I had it and then I lost it. It's another AFC team.
Wait.
I went.
You already had 2. Or did
Green Bay and Kansas City, and then I went Ravens, and I have one more.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then you have your last.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I was thinking AFC. It's in here somewhere. Tick, 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 tick.
That's another thing. The AFC is loaded. So the Texans, they need to get these non-divisional, non-conference games. They need to win them so they have home court or home field in the postseason. Anyway,
I'm going to take a team that for some reason it feels like a sister team. I'm going to go ahead and take the Denver Broncos. I think that might just be the Kubiak thing. But I always liked the Broncos.
Your wife's from Colorado. You have a connection.
My wife's from Colorado. I went to a game in Mile High. I went there wearing a battle red Brock Osweiler jersey, and he threw a fumble. It was non-contacted. Sometimes it gets tipped back here. You push it forward, but he just lost it. A 6'7" man with giant hands somehow squeezed the heck out of the ball, lost it, and then punched it forward. I think we lost 20-9, something like that. Pretty similar to what we watched this weekend.
Yeah. Oh God.
And they were merciless to me. I had so many Mardi Gras beads thrown at me. I don't know. It's October. I don't know where all these beads came from, but they're just pelting me with them. And my wife's got on a Von Miller jersey, and it's super cool. And I got.
They were asking her, "Where'd you meet this guy?"
Yeah, exactly. You could have done a lot better, is what they were thinking. Yeah, and the Texans could have too. What a stupid what a stupid move to be like, hey, I saw him beat Brady once. I saw it. It happened.
Let's give him a very large contract with guaranteed money.
3 years, $72 million.
He's
guaranteed. He looks like a quarterback.
He talks like a quarterback.
Thanks, Rick Smith.
Yeah, not your best work there, bud.
All right, your last pick to wrap her up.
Okay, couple teams out there, but I am gonna go with, despite them losing both their offense and defensive coordinator, the pieces are still there. I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions.
That was where my debate was. That's where my debate was. I just
Motown, baby.
My common theme here in all four of my teams is the defense is what I'm needing to carry the day.
Yeah.
They have the offensive ability to go win a game, but you're leaning on the defense.
Yeah.
And I don't know that you can say that for the Bills and the Lions these days. I don't know. I mean, the Lions were a force of nature last year, and they just happened to run into a kid who was really hot in the playoffs. That's an interesting omission from the list. Neither of us put the Commanders on the list. That might be our own internal bias.
I kind of forgot about them, honestly, but
that's been the case. That's the status quo for the last
20
years, 30
years.
Years.
They're not the Commanders in my heart. They'll always be the Redskins.
I desperately would hope that could get changed back. I don't the politics of it or the
who cares? I don't care. Clearly,
it's a team name. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you want to, I've got another flight fight teaser or an idea here, and it would be team logos because for me, the Cleveland Indians, the Indian is like 101.
Yeah.
Chief Wahoo is awesome.
Yeah. Or just old names that aren't names anymore, like team names that have been thrown away that we've forgotten about. Colt 45s was a great one. Houston
the Washington
Oilers,
Bullets.
the Washington Bullets, Seattle Supersonics. Hopefully they come back, but that would be a good one.
We could do that. I wonder if you can find 8 of them. Probably.
I think so.
Let's see. Order of business. I've got the bet of the week, college football bet of the week. I've put in 2 today. I'd like to talk about both of them. I don't know if I can really make both of them the bet of the week. I mean, I could. There's no reason to limit yourself to one.
Double up. Double up. We've got a winning record.
Yeah. It could only get worse. No, it could get better. And I think that I have 2
You
picks.
go 1-1, we're still winning. The worst thing is you go 0-2.
Well, then we're only down 1 and we get even. So that's fine. Okay. We'll do 2. We'll do both. Okay. The first one is one that I want you to do a little bit of research on Twitter. I believe it's called the Backyard Brawl. This is West Virginia versus Pitt. They hate each other. They on Twitter, it's absolutely crazy. I saw a West Virginia fan today say that Pitt could be playing Al Qaeda and that he would be in the stands with an AK-47 and a burqa. So it's that big of a deal, the Backyard Brawl.
Hell yeah.
So I will be going against Mr. Pat McAfee. West Virginia is bad. They have a new head coach, Rich Rodriguez. He was with a smaller team last year.
He used to coach Nebraska, right?
You're going to make me lie. I think that he might have actually used to coach West Virginia. But basically they imported their roster from their last team, which was like Jacksonville State or something like that. But they're not a very good team.
Arizona. And Michigan. Okay.
Well, they lost to Ohio last week, not Ohio State, Ohio Bobcats, who I do like. I've won lots of money on Ohio in the past, maybe 3-4 years. They still have the same running back, Shea Bangura, and he is good. They're a good offense. They beat West Virginia last week, and their defense had nothing to be spoken about prior to this game, and they held West Virginia to 10 points. Now, Pitt is not a great defensive team either, but they air the ball out. That's where Kenny Pickett was. Kenny Pickett had one of the coolest college plays ever, the fake slide. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah.
That single-handedly got Kenny Pickett drafted.
They banned it. You can't do that anymore. After that happened, they said, no, you can't do that. You can't fake.
Sick.
Yeah.
It was so sick.
Yeah.
So I love just the idea of that rivalry and being on a side of it. Now, what the line that I saw was -7. I saw it at 5.5, and it moved all the way up to 7. I actually bought the hook, which, if I can impart some gambling knowledge upon you. So the line is -7. That's a football number. 7 is a touchdown. Win by a touchdown is 7. That would be a push if they won by exactly 7. So what I did is I bought the hook down to -6.5, so that if they do win by exactly a touchdown, I win instead of pushing.
Okay.
And it cost me $15 on $100. So rather than putting 110 to win 100 on -7, I put 125 to win 100 on -6.5.
Okay.
That's gambling. Yeah. The second one, I'm not proud of.
The more you know.
The more you know. Gambling. That's me. I'm the gambler.
The skinny.
And that's the skinny. Not a sponsor yet. Shout out Platypus. I know you're watching, and so hopefully, I can get a couple more of these. I'll be there on Friday. Small sidebar, because we have the 2023 Fantasy League football punishment to take care of. Somehow I've been such an inept and toothless commissioner that I've allowed this to go
How
on for so
dare
long.
you? How dare you?
How dare I? I agree. But I can't get the man to sit down at an
Strip him
IHOP
of his
booth.
stripes.
The man needs to go sit at an IHOP booth and eat 24 pancakes or wait 24 hours or a combination of the two. I'm sure that most viewers have seen some combination of these things. It's the IHOP challenge. You got to go to the IHOP. Every pancake you eat is an hour off of the time. He thinks he's going to be out of there in 45 minutes.
Damn.
It's insane. I don't believe him. I will be seeing it on Friday. It will be happening on Washington Avenue, IHOP, I think.
So, okay. 45 minutes. Let's just say.
You're going to do the math here?
Well, okay. 24,
every
24,
minutes.
24 pancakes. Say he gets stacks of 4. So that's.
I mean, it's an impossibility to do it in 45 minutes. That's a pancake every 2 minutes.
That's insane. You can't. He can't. There's no way.
You know those skinny dudes, though. Those skinny guys can put down some food in a hurry. I don't know what that's about.
If he comes in hungry.
I think that he's going to get about 8 to 10 and hit a wall.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be sitting at an IHOP on Washington Avenue for hours, and I'm going to have to go home.
Hold him accountable, Clay.
I'm going to have backup.
If he loses 24 points, you heard it here, in week 2 of this fantasy league.
I want him to lose 1 point for week 1, which would give him
and then 23 points for week 2.
Can you remind me who his opponent is in week 2?
Me.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, that was actually the closest matchup in the Salvatry League. It was Murph versus Matt. Matt is the one who has been skirting punishment. He won by 0.02 points, which is the closest margin that's ever happened in our league. For reference, that is less than 1 passing yard's worth of points. So 1 more passing yard from Baker Mayfield would have done it. This is all beside the point. Hopefully on Friday, there's a Game Day Chug live stream going off from an IHOP in downtown. The second bet, since we're going for 2 of them, we've got Pitt minus 6.5. I'm going to lay a very big number, which I don't love to do, but I'm taking Texas Tech minus 22.5 points against Oregon State. Oregon State has given up 34 and 36 points to Cal and to Fresno State. And they have not. They have obviously not scored that many points because they are 0-2. Both of those games were at home. Now they're going to go to Lubbock and have to deal with Texas Tech, who has put up in the 60s on both of the little pipsqueak teams that they've played so far. But an interesting kicker on that bet is that I haven't seen a kicker, because on every touchdown that Oregon State has scored this year, they've gone for 2 and failed.
Wow.
So if touchdowns are only worth 6, you're telling me there's a couple extra points in here that I can.
Yeah.
So I would love it if the number was minus 21 or minus 20.5, so that 3 touchdowns wins. But if you're telling me the other team doesn't kick extra points, they just go for 2 and miss, that sounds great. That sounds like 22.5 is much more.
That first time they have to throw their kicker out there, he's kicked
field goals. He's kicked field goals. So I don't understand why they just don't do extra points, but they just haven't done them. They just only do 2-point conversions, and I don't think that they've made one in the 2 games that they've played.
It's a bold strategy there, Cotton.
It does not work out for them. It has not. But that's it. That's what
I do. I do like that brand of football, though. That is right up my alley.
Yeah, it's hell when you can't get them.
Hell when you can't get them. But
And
it's a you could run up the score real quick if you can knock them
and
in, get a
Tech
few of them in.
Tech gave up 1 touchdown in the first game and 2 in the second, and they were all in the fourth quarter, which means it was all whenever they were laughers. It was all whenever the game was 60 or 50 something to 0.
Yeah.
So 22 and a half, big number, but Texas Tech is putting up big numbers and holding the other team. So that's what I've got for you.
Hell yeah.
And that's the hour mark. So I don't know if you got anything to say to the people, but
Not really. I just hope my wake up. I can guarantee this upcoming Monday, I will wake up in a much better mood than I did this Monday, only because the Texans are playing Monday Night Football. So,
and you know what? We'll get to see a whole bunch of highlight clips from CJ's rookie year when we played the Bucks.
yeah, what
With
a
no
thing
kicker.
of beauty. What a
With
thing
no
of
kicker.
beauty. With no kicker. Dare's kicking.
He's going to get to make up for it. We're going to let him kick a field goal this week.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
the answer.
We can't go 0-2. We can't go 0-2. I don't know who we have slated week 3.
Let's do that real quick. Let's just run the Texans schedule real quick, and you tell me wins and losses. Okay, I know we're past the mark, but that's okay.
All right,
because we've gone past the mark every time.
All right, we got the Buccaneers and then the Jaguars. I'm going to say we win both of those games.
And then home for the Titans.
Home for the Titans, we win.
At Ravens, loss.
We lose.
At Seahawks.
The bye week in between. I think we get Joe Mixon back week 7.
Is that for the Seahawks? Yeah.
For the Seahawks. On my birthday, Seattle Seahawks, Monday Night Football.
We're going to try to do something for that game, I believe, right? We're going to be trying to live stream it or something.
Well, I'll be in town. I have a work conference in Katy Monday and Tuesday. So
I think we should live stream that game.
Yeah, we should do something. I think we win that game. So that's
4-2.
4-2 versus the 49ers
at home.
At home.
Give me a dub.
I think we could win that game. 5-2. Broncos home. I think that's a win.
I'm okay with that. It's going to be that might be the best. That's a game I want to get tickets for.
Yeah. Then home versus the Jags. Versus the Jags, and then at the Titans. I see us beating the Jaguars and then losing to the Titans, honestly.
They beat us at home last year, so, we're going to lose to one of these teams that we don't think we ought to.
Yeah, we're going to lose a division game. We're not going to sweep our division.
How do we have home for the Bills again? That's a Thursday night, it looks like.
Yeah.
Home for the Bills. Give that a loss, too.
I'm going to put a loss in. And maybe this is where at the Colts. I think we beat the Colts. I think Indiana Jones he's lost by that point. Past due. And then at the Chiefs Sunday night football, December 7th. I think that could be a W. I think that's when we start to turn the corner. We start to be like, okay, it's go time.
It's win out. It's win out from there. It's after that Bills game, it goes Colts win, Chiefs win, Cardinals at home win, Raiders at home on either Christmas or not, it says. I guess that's to be determined. At Raiders at home win, on the road to the Chargers. I've seen that movie before. Win, Colts at home into the season win. So we've done very well. We've got 1, 2. So we've forecasted 2 more losses, I think.
3 more losses.
Okay, yeah, 3 more losses.
3 more losses. So we're going to end up.
That's 4. That's what?
13-4.
Yeah,
that's a good record. Number. I could also just to push back a little bit. That Raiders game. That's a sneaky game. That's going to be a sneaky game. I think no one can take the Raiders lightly this year. They got a
You
good
did.
running.
You did. You took the Raiders lightly.
You want to know why I did that? My pick before Sunday morning was Washington over the Giants, and then Taylor coming into my kitchen. I tell him about that. He goes, "Wow, you're taking a really good team there the first week. You know, you can't pick them again for the rest of the season."
Right.
I said, "No, I didn't know that." He said, "What you got to do is you got to get the bad teams out of the way early on, and then you start taking the good teams because then you know that they're going to win." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So then
you took the Pats. We have a survivor pool amongst the people in our league. And so, once you use a team, then you can't use them again. I used the Cardinals against the Saints. Pro tip, bet against the Saints. But, yeah, you were unfortunately, the only one.
It was a bad week. It was a bad week.
There's always this week. Next week is
and that's the beauty about football. There's always a new week. There's always another day. And
have you seen that video of it's a guy who it's the difference between whenever your baseball team loses a game and whenever your football team loses a game. And the football team is like, well, we had our chances. There was a good opportunity there. We'll get them next week. And when your baseball team loses, it's like, I hate this team. Every time we get to the ninth inning and we've got a lead and we blow it.
It's so true, though. But that's because
one of them, you've got 160 games. The other one, you've got 17. And you're going, well, we'll get them next week.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get them next week, okay?
Yep. This is another episode of Game Day Chug Podcast. I hope you enjoy.
They keep getting longer.
We keep doing them. We will continue to chug. So, Game Day Chug.
Hey, Platypus, I'm out of beer. I did it all. Okay.
He'll see you Friday.
Wait. It's gonna loop. This is a podcast about sports and beer and sports with beer. This is a podcast about sports and beer. See you later, bud.
See ya.